Hi, my name is Jessica Taylor,
Hi, I'm Kalisha Woods.
Hi, I'm Emily Zadansky.
Hi, I'm Portia Truesdale.
and we are Team 6. For this go around for the Horizon reports, one of the reports that really stuck out to me was the increasing use of hybrid learning design. So basically including in-class interaction as well as outside classroom interaction through technology and videos and online databases. And I think this is a really good implementation in schools because when I used to do student teaching, it always seemed like there was never enough time in the day to kind of really get kids to really understand concepts and really interact and also walk away from the classroom fully understanding different parts of curriculum. So using this form of hybrid learning designs, you're able to teach kids what they need to know, give them the student interaction that they need, as well as give them overarching ideas to learn from through the internet going at home. So they get to post on the internet, they get to interact on social media, and they also get to follow up on videos and readings that are supplemental to classroom ideas. And it also forces individual learning at home. So in class, they get to get a feel of learning with others and vibing off of each other and learning from one another, and then going home to really get that one-on-one interaction that they need to fully understand things. So I like that the article really touches on physical learning being necessary, but hybrid learning is becoming more mainstream. So it's just awesome to just find a perfect balance in that. As far as the standards that I thought really well with that was standards for students, communication and collaboration, part A. So just interacting, collaborating, and publishing with peers as well as teachers through digital environments. And standard 6, the technology of operations and concepts, where they're just learning how to transfer the knowledge they learn in the classroom to learning opportunities to extend that through technology.
All right, for this Horizon Report reading, I read the important developments in educational technology for the 2015 K-12 Horizon Report. And it included things like bring your own device or BYOD, maker spaces, 3D printers, adaptive learning, digital badges, and wearable technology. And so this was kind of interesting to me because I've noticed that my school and my school district are really starting to integrate some of these things into our programs. We started the Bring Your Own Technology or Bring Your Own Device thing last year or a few years ago when we started our one-to-one initiative. We have a makerspace at our library that we're using, and it was interesting because one of the things that students are doing, they're using the Raspberry Pi, and from there they're going to do coding, which the coding was one of the challenges for K-12. But what I really found interesting was the adaptive learning, and it reminded me of like those old school choose your own adventure books, where it bases what you do on what choices you made, and so it keeps making adaptations to what you need to learn as you go through. And one of the things that it said in there was, hold on, I gotta find the quote. There's a lot of, it would have a lot to do with understanding what the new role of a teacher would be, which was also one of the challenges in the same report. And it said more powerful personalization comes from using computers to enable teachers to provide more personalized learning. And it also said in the section that it's something that's good for whenever you have large class sizes and a large amount of learners. And for some reason, what it made me think about were prisons and jails where people are supposed to be reforming their lives. And you hear a lot about people who go to prison getting their educations and that sort of thing, and how useful this could be for people who are in jail or in prison who want to be rehabilitated whenever they're released. And this could be something that could help more people to be able to get their educations. It could help with people who are getting their GEDs because they are learning at their pace. They're learning with something that adapts to their learning style, their learning needs, and where they're at with their education. So that's what I found interesting about this one.
Okay, I did the significant challenges impeding technology adoption in higher education for 2017. I mistakenly thought that last week was Unit 3, so this is going to be just diving deeper into some of the stuff I didn't cover. Some of the harder challenges for this were the managing knowledges for education-wise. So new developing technology, always changing at such a fast rate. One of the challenges that's faced is how do the staff and the faculty keep up with this? We basically, every year there's new smartphones, every year there's new computers. So how do we as a district have the funds to keep up with this as well? So if we always want our students to have the latest and greatest, always want to know the newest knowledge that's out there, how do we find the money, especially in low socioeconomical status areas? How do they have the funds to do that as well? As far as for keeping up with that kind of stuff and keeping up with technology, my store at Microsoft, we offer a lot of workshops to a lot of the school districts in the Friendswood area. So we can be utilized as a source, but a lot of the areas around us don't have that, especially if there's a place where they may charge for even stuff to learn how to use and keep teachers up to date with that. And oftentimes we have to face that the students in our classes are smarter than us because they're bred to basically utilize technology in a lot of cases. I related that back to the INST standards for the Model Digital Age Work and Learning. And that's the standards for teachers. Basically, teachers exhibit knowledge and skills and work processes. And I also related that to the digital age learning environments for the standards for coaches. So technology coaches create and support effective digital age learning environments. Another portion that I thought was really interesting as well was the adaptive learning technologies and the mobile learning. So a lot of the programs that we adapt to for student learning, even at the lower levels like ABC Mouse, I used for my son, and that's adaptive learning because as he goes, it basically puts him to the next level, puts him through new information. And even like in college, whenever I utilized my math lab and other like biology courses, utilize like the MyConnect thing as well. In that, there's also mobile phones now. We act like computers. A lot of us utilize our mobile phones to even do conference calls like this. So we're able to access our material anywhere. We're able to utilize things like SurveyMonkey, which was last week's technology application, along with like Kahoot and stuff like that. And even whenever I utilize it at work, I use Microsoft Word to real-time edit along with other coworkers for documents that we have to turn in, and it's editing right away. We can see changes that each other's make immediately. So for communication and collaboration for students using digital media was the ISTE standard that I related that back to. And then finally for artificial intelligence, that one's kind of coming to schools probably within the next 3 to 4 years. It's not really out currently, but virtual reality is, and that's something that I've personally utilized, not for in classroom, but for us. And I've utilized the place where I've taken a trip to Rome through virtual reality, and I think that that's going to be a huge leeway for schools, especially it's cheaper to purchase a VR headset rather than bring 20 kids to Rome or fly over there. So I definitely think that that's going to be some potential adaptive learning software we could utilize as well.
Okay, I apologize. My battery on my other computer went completely out, and the cord, I don't have a cord for it. So I'm speaking to you, hoping that you can hear me. And I had read the 2015 Horizon Report K-12 edition, and I was very intrigued with the Makerspace. My dream classroom, right? I mean, I would love to be in that environment to where craftsmanship and the other entities getting students ready for lifelong skills, entrepreneurship, designing, creating. That was amazing to me, just reading Sierra Vista up in California, middle school in California, where they were talking about robots going all around the classroom and remotes and how they're working on alarm systems and coding and gamifications. I mean, I was just floored, you know, that, and I know it exists, but I'm not in an environment where I see that. So, yeah, that's something that, you know, my only concern these days, I guess, would be funding, you know, but I believe you have like corporations who really want to see this in education, you know, and that would, that lines up with the INST standard of students having a sound foundation in technology, you know, and students actually tinkering and learning, troubleshooting, and, you know, embracing and engaging and that sort of thing. And they really love it. The students really love it. And it also talked about their math and science test scores increasing. So I guess there's some connection there they made. And, you know, I applaud it. And that's something that, you know, I'm looking forward to in the future.
All right. Well, that concludes our video for Team 6, Unit 3.